Hey guys, Gable from Ungrateful Toad here, and today I have another Banpresto prize figure for you. This is Naruto Uzumaki in his sort of later Hokage form from Boruto, specifically from the Boruto movie, and this paired with the Boruto figure, which I'm yet to get shipped out to me, is the first scale figures we've seen for Boruto as a series as post this time skip, and they're quite affordable actually. It's quite a small figure, but it goes paired with the Boruto, each one's 40 to 50 pounds, sort of the area I'm seeing them post up. So let's take a quick look at the box. On the front we have our Naruto figure, Boruto the movie, the Next Generation. And up top we've got our Banpresto symbol, our Boruto the Next Generation symbol, and our Naruto the Boruto sort of sticker thing, which is something I've never seen before. And of course the big front window to show us what's going on. And then we have these sort of, they're kind of like the Akatsuki clouds, but also not quite at the same time. So on the side you can see more clearly they've got the kind of swirl of the Akatsuki clouds, but they're done a bit differently. And then on the back here we have a picture of the figure himself, and then a bunch of disclaimers, safety stuff, and just Uzumaki Naruto. It's quite a cool font. Lastly we have up top just more of these symbols, same text and promotion. All Banpresto themselves, so I'm going to open it up and we'll take a look. Here he is out of the box, and the first thing that strikes me about this figure is how serious his facial expression is. It's a very sort of battle ready, I'm going to kick your ass kind of look, which is quite strange for Naruto, because even in his more action filled fight scenes he's kind of more smiley and sort of confident and a bit cocky. So I think what they're trying to portray here, what the artist is trying to do, is show his aging up, and you know, he's taking his place as hokage, he's very serious in what he does. So we have sort of a muted colouring here on the orange, and we have some nice fades going out towards where the cloak is coming down. And we have a bandage on the hand. I think the paint on there, that my first impressions is, that's not great. Sort of how they've done the depth is grey with white, and I think like this effect would have been done alright and would be a bit more acceptable if it was brown underneath, so it looked a bit more like dirt. But that looks a bit strange, honestly, in my opinion. But while we're zoomed in, you can see the fade here on the jacket is really well done, and these black stripes on both arms, as well as here on the lower jacket, are done really well, very clean, and just slight sort of orange creeping up on the bottom, but it's very minimal. Speaking of clean, the way this sort of rope tie and the zip are done on his jacket are both done really well. And I like the colouring. Then I think this should have been the colour that's used on his hand. It's very dusty and sort of worn. It's a very worn look we've got. So one of the things that Banpresto do with the prize figures that I'm not a big fan of is how they do these bases, and although it means you get more space, I think that's a very obstructive base. It kind of takes away, I think, from the figure a bit when you look at it as a whole. I think a flatter black base would have been a better choice. But while we're down here, the feet, you know, they're all individually sculpted, the toes are done well, it's all very clean, it's very, very well detailed and sculpted, I think. That's quite well done. I'm glad that they just left it black, because I feel like we have a nice contrast here between the black and the orange and the white with the shading. It's a shame really with some figures that we don't get to display them from the back, because this is really well done. The movement conveyed, the swoop of this cape and the folds and the colouring and how clean the letters are. This figure is almost made to look from the back. That's incredibly well done. And also this hair, just really, all these individual parts, just shows a huge amount of effort and time spent into doing that. So my impressions from the back is this thing is absolutely phenomenal. Again, the base kind of taken away from it, but we take sort of from the knee up. I think that shot in itself of this figure shows you just how well done that is. That's absolutely phenomenal. And again, from the front, you don't really get just how wide the cloak is from the front because of how it billows out, but I think the pose and the movement that's captured in the front too is just really well done. So let's take some size measurements and give you a better idea of how tall this guy is. So from the bottom of his base to his head, he's just shy of 18 centimeters tall. Depth from the back of his cape to sort of the front of his arms is about 9 centimeters, nearly 8.5 centimeters. His widest point, which is definitely cape to cape, is just 17 centimeters. Here he is on a Detolf shelf by himself. Here he is next to 1/8 scale Jotaro, and here he is next to 1/6 scale Jotaro, and here he is next to Minato by Sume Arts. To wrap up then, he is quite a small figure, but I really like but contrasting the pose to what we've seen before with a more serious Naruto, the movement and detail in his cape is brilliant. And my only really two gripes are the way the grey is done on this bandage here. I think it should have been done in a brown, it would have looked a bit more neat. And also the base, but I feel like my base gripe, once he's on display with a bunch of other figures, you probably won't notice because you'll be sort of looking at a high level because you're distracted by the orange anyway. I can see when he's cut off here by the camera, he looks absolutely great. Let's just take a look at the back again, because the back and the hair are both done absolutely superb, especially considering just how small the figure is compared to some others. So I think it's fair to say he's about 1/8 scale. So in my opinion, a great figure, solid figure, a great price, and the fact that it's the first Boruto figure, first sort of post-time skip actually based on content that we've seen as opposed to some of the other cheaper figures which I'll be doing in the future. I think this is a great Hokage version of Naruto. It might be the best. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.